did some work there with a local product who had a small part in it by the name of Will Smith. And I was wondering, if you had any stories of working with him on the set, or what the experience of that was like.
Well, I had first worked with Will Smith in another movie called Where the Day Takes You. That was one of his first movies. I think he did that before he did 6 Degrees of Separation. Which sort of launched him. The role that he played in 6 Degrees of Separation launched him into film roles after he was transitioning from Fresh Prince. Nicest guy you'll ever meet. He's just a charmer, professional, fit as a fiddle. I mean, the guy's really strong, really fast, really fit. Gift of gab, and he can talk a mile a minute. But what I liked about him so much was the way he would relate to Judd Hirsch and Jeff Goldblum. They would get into this. We were out on the Bonneville Salt Flats doing scenes. And I think at the end it was 130 degrees in the sun, and everyone was just pounding down emergency and Gatorade as much as we could. And for some reason, Judd Hirsch and Jeff Goldblum broke out into a Jewish Death of the Salesman. And Will Smith started just jumping right in with them. I want to be Biff. I want to be Biff. So he was just a kind gentleman, just a wonderful soul, and it was an honor to meet him and work with him. He's a huge star now. So.
All right, thank you.
That's all. Thanks for playing.
First off, happy Father's Day.
Salute.
I have 2 quick questions. I'm a big fan of the show Chuck. I love your work on there. Everyone watch it Friday at 8, so us Chuck fans can get another season.
Yeah, right.
You
got the Firefly spot. Right next to it.
Everyone, please write to get Firefly back as well. Thank you.
Yeah, Nathan, quit Castle, do Firefly. That's good. We can hope.
But my first question being, now that Morgan is the intersect, and you've kind of grown. Well, spoiler alert.
Too late. He's kind of sort of has maybe intersect.
He put on sunglasses. That's all you need to know right now. I'm trying to keep it less spoilerish. But anyway, now that he is what he is, we'll say, Sarah kind of mentored Chuck when he had it, and now that over the past season we've really seen Casey grow as you saw him from this military man to a father figure, and now he's still a combination of 2. Is he going to be the more mentor to Morgan kind of in this upcoming season,
It's going to be awesome. I would presume so. It hasn't been written yet, obviously, but I think it's probably going to go in that direction. Just because the way Gomez and I work together is just hilarious. He's so fun.
My second question being, yesterday I saw you singing the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I told my sister she loves the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and she just wanted to know, what do you think how this album's going to sound now that John Frusciante is not with the band for this one?
Well, I'm a fan of One Hot Minute, so he wasn't on there. Was Navarro? There are a couple of great tracks on there, brother. Come on. Walkabout's pretty cool. I presume it'll be awesome as well.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Keith. My buddy TJ back here. Earlier you said you like to give hugs, so basically I came up here to get a hug from you.
tinge. There you go.
James! Is your nickname Bear? There's that God I go again.
Question and a comment. Comment first. When you're doing photo ops, could you please have a milk crate or a step stool?
Dear Froggy?
And question is, do you know if you'll be back for Mass Effect 3? Will Kyle Rieger be in Mass Effect 3?
I haven't been asked yet.
Well, they better.
Yeah, well, right, tell them that.
I will. Yeah.
I don't even know what their time frame is.
I believe it releases next April, so plenty of time.
I don't know.
March 9th?
March 9th. That's my buddy from grade school's birthday. Any of you have like grade school buddies, you remember their birthday because you went to their birthday parties? I lost track of this guy for 30 years, and I ran the stunt guy that was on Chuck. He lives in the same town as my buddy from grade school. He goes, I just ran into your friend, and here's his number. So we reconnected after 30. It was awesome. He's married. He went to the same college as my daughter. So,
Thank you.
yeah, appreciate it.
Hi, I just want to say, first of all, thanks for being here. It means a lot to all of us for the stars to come down here and meet the fans. But my question is, on Firefly, the character of Jane, I found really interesting, and his background didn't really get to be explored in the course of the show. So I was wondering if you could possibly share some of what you constructed for his background, or what Joss gave you for how he got to where we see him in the show.
We were speculating on where he would go. We never really got there because we were under the cancellation hammer pretty soon. So we had speculated that he was sort of a middle-class guy whose parents were just in a regular neighborhood. And he just found himself as I was kind of a screw-up middle-class kid too. It's easy to let that happen if you're not, especially if you're the product of a divorced family, you can get lost in a broken home. So that's the way I sort of imagined him, was a guy who had a pretty normal childhood and had ended up looking for adventure to get away. I was hoping to meet his mom, and I think we would have met his mom eventually because, you know, the last clue with the hat, which has become sort of iconic. Yeah? As Mal? Come on. The original hat, there were two original hats. One the woman that crocheted or knitted it, I guess it would be Dave, kept it. And the other one I kept and auctioned it off for charity. Went for $5,000 to a charity. Marine Corps Law Enforcement Foundation. But Jane's family, we never really got too far down the road, but that's basically was the thumbnail sketch of who he was and where he came from.
Just a quick addendum. Do you think what role did you have in the war? Do you know? Or?
Oh, I think he was a conscientious objector. What's the antonym of conscientious?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Slam, and this is my daughter Lizzie. Big fan of your work. I have a daughter who's in college for theater, and what I would like to know is what advice you would give to somebody who's striving to be a professional actor.
Have another skill that you can make money at?
Well, as a parent, that's one of my fears, because becoming an actual employee, able to live off your craft, actor, is equivalent to being a professional athlete. There's a lot of people who try, and a lot of people that crash and burn.
Right.
So
yeah, she needs to do that. I would say don't be a theater major. Be like a business major or an engineering major or minor in the theater. That would be my advice as a parent as well. My my and my wife's philosophy was we would never drive our kids to an audition. They'd have to get there on their own. So, you know, you can't stop them from doing it if they have the wherewithal to get there, obviously. One word, don't. But you can't stop love. If they're driven to do it, they're going to do it. But it's good to have these cynical voices in their ear as well, because, you know, it's a tough world out there. And your daughter, you say?
Yes.
It's a lot. It's harder for women than it is for men. It's a shorter term process, a period of opportunities for women in the business. It just is.
I mean, she's also taking directing classes, and she's a
Well, that's what she should do. She should be writing. Read and write as much as she can, because when the in front of the camera or on stage portion is finished, at least you have that body of work that you can carry forward and become a producer. So I would recommend doing that. Learn all the ins and outs of the business. Learn how the camera works and all that stuff. Learn how what it's like to put on a play. Be a stage manager, all that stuff. So if she learns that's extra skills, then she'll have something to fall back. Okay.
Hi, Adam. Me again with Dan Tag. Thank you for signing that, by the way. Also, thank you for complimenting my daughter. Who is still being noisy back there somewhere.
That's okay. Don't give her a microphone.
Audrey.
No. Bad daddy.
I had a question along the same lines as parenting. As you met, I have a little girl. What part should I just chain her in the basement?
Doesn't work like that. What you need to do as a daddy is sit her on your lap and teach her to read and teach her to love to read. And just that will open up the lines of communication and trust with you and her for your whole life. And she can actually, and then the rest you're going to have to rely on mom. You don't like to have to trust mommy to teach her what's, that stuff. The rest of it, love it, you just love on that girl. That's all you can do.
And one more thing. Before you got in here, we all tried to sing the hero of Canton. And we got about through the chorus, and we stopped there.
How's it been? Right? That happened.
Would you sing it along with us?
You wouldn't be prudent.
Thank you for your time.
I sang that on film, man. You can go look at it on YouTube. If you hold that up to the microphone, if you hold that song up to the microphone, I may have to come and tackle you. Don't do it.
None of my coworkers like Firefly. I think we should all go there.
You need to quit.
I know.
Hi. So I have two questions for you, both relatively silly. The first one, who's more fun, Jane or Casey?
Troublemaker.
I like to cause mayhem.
Yeah. Gene. Only because he can really chew furniture. Casey's a lot more reserved and he has to be more of a sniper. Whereas, Jane can be a bull in a china shop. So, dynamically, Jane is the broader, more fun character to play, just as a pure acting exercise. Casey pays a lot better. So, I'm torn. Troublemaker. Security.
My second question is, I'm a film student now, and it's so apparently obvious in pretty much almost every episode since the second season of Chuck about the product placement, because next Subway, something, Toyota?
Is it what?
The product placement, does it ever seem to get in the way of acting, of having to pitch these products, or is it something that's just some of it's seamlessly and some of it's not? How is it for you as an actor?
It's like Metallica's Black Album. It's a sellout. One hot minute for the Chili Peppers. Sellout. Hey, it pays the bills. And we embrace it because the model of broadcast television, as everyone knows, has changed. People have so many opportunities just to TiVo and fast forward through it. So how can advertisers justify the expense? Blah, blah, blah. So, and you know, it's not a bad product. It's not like it's, you know, tampons or something. Those are not bad products. Don't get me wrong. Sandwich is easier to sell with Big Mike and, you know, me chowing down on the tuneroni than it is to, you know, the gals chatting about, you know, fresh and easy disposables. So, you know, you have to have a balance of products that you're placing. It's easier to place a sandwich on the screen. Security.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. What's your name?
TJ. I'm the TJ that bet him he would come up here and hug you.
Oh.
I watched him from the back of the line slowly come up. I'm like, he's gonna duck out eventually.
Oh.
Didn't happen.
Happy to do it. Does he have a heart on the? Is he the one?
No, I'm the one.
You're the one with the heart?
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's the one that actually suggested you doing that.
Oh,
So,
excellent.
what was your best memory of filming Full Metal Jacket?
Best memory. Actually beating Stanley at chess once when he told me, because he would crush me, and eventually when I did beat him, he said, you know, the only reason, because he was probably expert level. The chess players out there, that's pretty good. I have a little program on here called Shredder that is, anybody that has an iPhone and likes to play chess, Shredder's good. That's rated me like a 1500 and change, like 1530. So I'm like below club level, not competitive. I can play the game, but I'm not.
Yeah.
He was at expert level because he played when he was growing up in Washington Square Park in the Bronx. From New York. So he would just crush me. Just, you know, if you ever played a good chess player and you're, or a better chess player, they don't make a bad move. And so he never did. But finally, he got distracted, and I beat him. And his line to me was, "Well, the only reason you beat me is because I have so little respect for your game that I blundered." I thought that's great. He's still he never played me again.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
And, I was actually talking to my dad outside to wish him Happy Father's Day, and he just wanted me to say if I did come up here that he's a huge fan, and he loves you on Chuck and he loves you on X-Files. So
Thank you. Send my love back.
awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Let's see. Well, I just want to thank you. It's nice to meet someone that isn't 5'0", naturally.
Oh,
Taller.
heightist. I like it. Quiet, shrimps. All that talking.
There's something I've always wanted to know. Years ago, back before the internet, when everything was available at your fingertips and you were still a struggling actor, did you ever let like a casting director confuse you with the Baldwins, or use that to your advantage to try to get a part? I always remember that years ago. That was always a thing. Everyone always wanted to know if you were related to them.
I did my Bodyguard in 1979, came out in 80, I did Ordinary People, so I was kind of, I had my foot in the door before